Well, day one of the NFL draft is in the books, and here we are. The Eagles finally, for the first time and God knows when, have made a selection that I can honestly sit here and say the general consensus of the entire fan base was relatively pleased about. Hey, hey, we all thought that leaving from the sixth pick in the drafting, going all the way down to the number 12 selection, only to move back up to number 10 in the draft and finally make a good selection. We had no idea where this was going. None of us did. We all thought we got fleeced. And I'm a part of that community that thought we got fleeced because it's Howie Roseman we dealing with here, all right? And this ain't the first time he done something dumb like this. Now, you got guys like Jalen Reagor talking about how, like, oh, yeah, this year he's going to come back with a vengeance. And he very much well could. He very much well could. But so far, so good. And so far, he has not shown anything that's made any of us say, yeah, he was worth the risk. So do with that what you will. Now, hey, in all fairness, we should give the guy another opportunity. I will admit, I even thought that was a reach last year with picking Jalen Reagor in the first round. Like, you could have had Justin Jefferson for all that, but it is what it is. So with that, first selection in the draft this year gets an A. Matter of fact, you know what? No, I'll give it an A+. I give it an A+ because you went from 6, went all the way down to 12, then moved up to 10, and was still able to get the guy that you wanted. So, hey, I'm happy. I know a lot of guys probably wanted someone like, Jamar Chase. But even if we didn't get Jamar Chase, I personally preferred us to have Devontae Smith because I felt like Devontae Smith was a better route runner. Granted, he still got blazing speed. He still can stretch the field. So it's no way you possibly lose by having either guy on your squad. Jalen Waddle was off the board, and Jalen Waddle went way earlier than I had expected. Come here. Walking a dog, you know how that is. But, yeah, he went way earlier than I had expected. Not to say that, I thought he was going to go, slip all the way down to the teens. But, hey, I'm not mad to see the brother go. Oh, he had a fantastic career at Alabama, so, kudos to him for that. That being said, yes, I will give this selection an A+, bar none. You drafted a Heisman winner, a guy who was annihilating single-handedly. If you watched the national championship this year, Devontae Smith was single-handedly annihilating Ohio State's defense. There was nothing. There was absolutely, he had over 200, practically 250 yards receiving, and I believe 3 or 4 touchdowns in the first half of the game. Then he went out. He had the potential to finish the game with over 400 yards receiving and possibly, who's to say he wouldn't have scored maybe 3 or 4 more times? It would have been a complete massacre. And honestly, I believe he left midway through the second quarter. Midway through the second quarter, he left. There was nothing they could do with him. Nothing. So, that being said, yes, I give this an A+. Now I'm seeing, reports, well, not even reports, but people are saying now who the Eagles should draft next. JOK. Listen, I'm not upset with that. I think he's a hell of a linebacker. If we don't get him, I think you double up at the wide receiver position, primarily because I wouldn't pass up on a guy like Terrace Marshall. That's just me. I wouldn't pass up on Terrace Marshall. And then you still got guys out there who can, I'm a coverage linebacker type individual. I like to see linebackers that can cover. So if you don't get JOK, hey, you got a guy like Nick Bolton. You can go out there and get a solid guy, who's who's, you know, not going to get beat in coverage, who's a fantastic cover linebacker. Or you can go ahead and get Jabril Cox as well, too. You got two third-round picks. I believe that's the direction that you go. You got to go another wide receiver, and you got to get another linebacker. And I feel like a big body wide receiver is exactly what the Eagles need as well. You shore up that offense first. You double up at the wide receiver position. And then if you don't get JOK, okay, fine. Then I'm going to go get Jabril Cox, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get Nick Bolton. I feel like that's a win-win. That's a win-win. I'm not willing to pass up an opportunity to get myself a big body wide receiver, all for the sake of getting, in this regard, especially since this is a passing league, I'm not willing to do that right now. But hey, y'all stumble across this video. Y'all let me know exactly what it is that y'all think. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing with Eagles content creators. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll have a name picked out later on for y'all. But with that being said, y'all holler at me and get involved in the comments later on. Catch y'all later.